Steve and the Half Newton Anecdotes. Anecdote 1, 120 Years into the Future, by Siam Ahmed. Warning, this isn't a book. This is just a story I made. Siam Ahmed. Cartoons could be anything beyond our imagination, but one cartoon written in a novel in 1899 was something. His name was Steve, and he was born on May 2nd. Steve was a good kid, but his only problem was he was a screw-up. Steve was actually a real person. He just writes in his diary. Sometimes in the night, Steve is haunted by his sins. He did bad stuff to people. They already forgave him, but Steve still felt guilty. Steve had never done a single thing bad in his school. No one could convince Steve he wasn't a screw-up, though. As you know, Steve's birthday is on May 2nd. He, his mom, dad, older sister, and adopted younger sister celebrated. Steve was dreaming about surviving nightmares when his family turned into cartoons. Therefore, Steve was the only person to survive. To Steve, it may have been 120 hours, but in real life, it was 120 years. He woke up on March 4th, 2019. That's when he met Newton. Newton was born on May 1st, 2005. On her birthday, she got kidnapped by a witch. The year was 2017, and not only did the witch stab and kill her two older brothers and older sister, but burned the house down with her parents inside. Newton fainted. When she woke up, everything was different. Everything was big, her skin was green, and there were gills in her throat. The witch handed Newton a mirror. She wanted to scream, but nothing came out. Newton had become a newt. My own amphibious, the witch cackled. For 2 years, Newton had been a slave. On March 1st, 2019, she was sold to many people. Her final owners were a failed rocket company. After escaping the rocket ship, Newton was alone. Not until she met Steve. They both were survivors and both lost their entire families. 2 things in common. 3 if you count that they were both cartoons for the rest of their lives. A few days later, Steve and Newton wore red bracelets and recorded their data, entitled Half Newton Anecdotes, since Newton was a day older.